When I was 10 years old, I created my very first ever side hustle idea. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Being Anastasia. If you're new here, please subscribe. I make weekly content about fashion and lifestyle, and I think my content is pretty cool, so I hope you're gonna like it. If you're an ongoing subscriber, thank you very much, you rock. Please hit that bell button so that you get notifications every single time that I post new content, so you don't miss out on anything. So I had this crazy fancy amazing idea of creating a series, how to start your online fashion store. How do you come about it? What do you need to start with? It's all about how to begin your side hustle. So I made it in 5 parts, and the first part is going to be personal. I'm going to be talking about me and how I started, how I got into it, what were the side hustles I've ever done. You guys, you just don't know, I've done some crazy things and I'm gonna be talking to you guys about every little thing that I have ever done in side hustle world. The second part will be the actual introduction to this series, so I'm going to be talking about what is a side hustle, why you should do a side hustle, why everybody needs a side hustle. The third part, how do you get your resources. Like I said before, I want to cover mostly about online fashion stores, but you can still watch this video because it will still help you think about other hustles. So the first thing is the whole prepping. Is it the branding? Is this the pictures? Is the presentation? Is the fifth part is setting up, how to get started. So now you have everything together, but you have to get it together, like get it out there, right? So how to start like a social media account and all of these kinds of stuff. All of these episodes will be aired every single week. I'm going to be releasing one video from what I just said. Guys, I am the last born from 5 sisters, so we were 7 at home, with my mom and dad included. Oh, 8 plus my grandma. And I always grew up looking at how my parents were working so hard to give us what we wanted. So I started realizing I needed to weigh some bags also. I was in the house, I'm not paying any rent. Yo, I don't even know why I was thinking like that. I always wanted to help my parents. I told my grandmother that I wanted to start a business, and it was going to be selling food like chapati. We were living in a very uptown neighborhood. People around there couldn't get this type of stuff, so they had to have breakfast with sausage and bacon, and it's good for the first few weeks, but if you're a pure Tanzanian, that gets old pretty. So my mother was very impressed with this idea because she was like, aren't you supposed to be playing with your dolls or like, you know, cartoons or something like a normal 10-year-old? I'm like, Mom, I'm thinking about money. And by grade 5 I started thinking, you know what's missing in this school? Paintings and drawings, and I think we can sell. So I convinced my older sister Pam to draw stuff for me. And basically, you know, this VHS, and they come with these covers outside, and basically I'd take a white paper or the tracing paper and trace from the cover and then say, yo guys, look, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, what you want? And I would sell them to these kids. Oh my god. So all these kids used to buy, like I used to have people come to me, like they're in lines and they're like, we want to buy pictures. And I got to Pam, and I never used to give Pam the money, by the way. I used to, all of it, I ate all of it. I used to buy Sanvita. Oh, you guys, you don't know what Sanvita is. If you don't know what Sanvita is, you're lucky, because you cannot taste any other juice and feel the same. Okay, so I get the Sanvita for 50, I get the Baobab for 50, and I still have cash in my pocket to buy a doll. 1-2 dolls at the end of the week. Yo, I was good at math. I don't know why I got an F though. But moving forward, I started becoming, you know, growing up, and I'm like, I can't sell pictures anymore. I gotta upgrade. Well, I kind of stopped upgrading basically because I went into boarding school, so I was just like staying there and whatever, it was fine. Then I got out of primary school and into secondary. So you guys should know that we have 2 parts of high school. We have O level and A level. So from 1 to 4, basically I was in school, so they just suppressed my talent. I finished my O level, graduated, I passed. Woo! hallelujah. I failed math though, but I passed. And you know, thinking of it, that's the reason why I failed math, because they suppressed my talent. So I went to Form 5 and Form 6 to an all-girls school. Not my best years. We thought, me and my parents, you know, if you go to a government school, perhaps you're gonna get an opportunity to, you know, get a loan at when you go to university. I didn't get it. Am I mad? No. You gotta pay them back. I'm not mad. My life is good. I have a clear conscience. And then I started selling clothes. This is when I actually started to maximize on fashion, alright? So I started calling my friends, right? And I'm like, hey Scola, one of my friends. Hey Scola, I made a dress for you. You know what? I think you should buy it. And she wouldn't even question because she's an amazing friend. She'll be like, okay, cool, how much is it? And I'm like, it costs this much. Guys, for me, this was the time that I realized that you didn't need money as much as you think you do to actually create your side hustle. Is it hard? It's damn hard, you know? So I told my friend, you gotta pay half of it, because I didn't even have money for the material. And I wasn't gonna knock on my mom and dad's door and ask for money. I mean, that was just dumb. So she sent me first half of the money. I thought she was playing with me, and then she sent it. So I ran to my mother's room and I said, Mom, my first money, even though I'm not gonna use it, it's for the dress. She's like, very impressed at this point, like, you did that? I'm like, yep. My mom is like, okay, so what do you need? I'm like, I need to go buy materials. And she's like, do you have the money? I'm like, she sent it to me so we can go and buy. So she's like, fine, I'll take you. So we go buy these materials. We start making the dress. I took it to her. She loved it. She had her smile all the way up here. Like, her smile was like. And then some of my friends also started coming, like, you know, I saw you made this dress for Scola, I also want. And so I started doing this to my friends. Like, I was making good money, guys. Like, not enough to buy me a car, but I was making good money to, like, take me to school without asking my mom for an allowance. I wanted to go to the next level, and I realized it was really hard for me to go to the next level with this. I still sold, but with order. I wasn't trying to, like, go to fashion shows or something, but I did know that I wanted to do it. So at this point, I was telling my friend, who was my twin, Jackie, we need to start a business. So she would say, okay, if you wanna do this, we can do it. She introduced me to ground nuts. Did you hear me? Ground nuts. I thought I was a side hustler, but you are next level. You're like flying, yeah? And she says, yeah, ground nuts with eggs, you know, because she used to be in hostel, I used to be day scholar. You know, we can make them, pack them, and I can sell them at hostel, like when there is, like, you know, because they eat early, so by 9 they're hungry again. I mean, if you've been in a boarding school or hostel, you know that that's how it works. So I was like, wow, so that's a good idea, you know what, let's try it. What we did was buy the ground nuts and the eggs to make it. Then I got my first order from my dad. He was really impressed. He was like, you cooked this? I was like, mostly Jackie, I tied it, but it's our business, you know. And again, my parents were always so supportive. And my father was like, give me 4 bags, because we were selling them for 500. He bought 4 bags, which were 2,000, and I gave him an extra because either ways I was gonna give them one. And my mother bought 2 bags, so we already were off to a good start, right? So we in total spent 10,000 to buy everything. Actually, it was less than 10,000. And at the end of the day, we made like 25,000. So we had like 15,000 more. My twinnie said, you know what? We need to invest this and make more bags, because we were like, she would go with these bags today, and the next day she's like, we need to cook more. And we went to making up to 80 orders, and we made a lot of money, guys. After that, my mother said, you know, if you really like it, why don't you start doing it around our neighborhood? And guys, that's the most important thing I need to point it out to you. When you're doing a side hustle, do not look at yourself 100 times. Do not go like, me? No, I can't do that. Like, duh. Do not do that. Ain't nobody cares. You need to know what is important, and if it's that paper, then you're gonna put that hair up. You're gonna be like, how many you want? 2? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. At the end of the day, looks don't matter. You can be selling food by the side of the road in the day, and at night you can go out all glamorous with those shoes you bought probably from my store. Please check it out on Instagram at Sagula Look Expensive. And nobody's gonna know you do that. And that's what matters. In the end of the day, you can pay your bills, you sustain yourself. You don't need no girl or guy to give you extra cash. Извинявай, my camera went off. I was talking too much. After that, I got my very first job, which was at Bang Magazine. I was working with their modeling agency, which was called Leopard Modeling Agency. The agency was not really active when I got there, and this is something I didn't even know I could do. Marketing. I didn't know I could do that. I wasn't even interested. I was like, well, I was supposed to do that. I became a trainer. I started training the models. I was like Imelda told me, you gotta train them. I was like, what am I training? I'm short, people. I'm short. What am I training? And then I realized I actually knew more than I thought I did. And guys, this is about giving yourself credit. Do not reject something just because you're like, I don't know, I'm gonna try it and fail. After that, I was getting really serious with university, but then I met my friends, ride or dies, right? And we decided, let's tap into event planning and host an event. And we started our series of events called the Talent Fever. We never did it for profit, okay? It was for making people respect and appreciate art. It came from the heart, and hopefully someday we will be able to redo it again for the world to see it. We managed to pull over 100 people in this very small venue that we didn't think was possible. And here's the thing, most people would listen to my story and say, but you're jumping from this one to this one to this one to this one. Guys, guess what? That's exactly what a side hustle is. You're not supposed to be sitting there waiting for your shoe business to work. Because what if it doesn't? You need to be able to take risks. You need to jump and take the risks every single time that it is necessary to take a risk. I quit my job at Bang, so I started my own agency, Nama. I walked into that bomb without calculating it, guys. And that's all I needed to do, to take the first step. And that's what you need to do. Take the first step and then realize, is it working or it's not working for me? For me, it was working very well. The thing was, I think Nama was too big for the society back then. Perhaps now, if I tried it again, it could work. But Nama's idea, for me, I wanted it to be a school where we teach people how to do it, how to get into modeling, how to get into fashion. But it was too big for people, and most people did not see it like that. Oh, you gotta pay for being in a school. But a lot of people thought this was a scam, and like maybe I was trying to take their money. So I backed off, right? I threw a fashion show, my very first fashion show. I organized everything from the details to the venue to everything. I had a lot of help from some of my teachers. My parents pitched in some cash. I did not have any sponsor. One of my teachers actually told me it is better to think ahead, and you're really small, and if like no one is really gonna go sponsor you all that. Start saving and then doing it. And that feeling of I did this is all I needed. And it's all you need. Finally, I got an opportunity to come to Bulgaria. It was an EVS project, so I accepted that ticket before I could even read what it was about. And I did my very first fashion show in Europe. It was amazing, you guys. It was the best thing. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to add a tag on it right somewhere on the screen. When I'm out here, I started to think about things that I was doing wrong in all the businesses I've done before, things that I was doing right that I would want to keep on and keep up with it. And then I came up with my second-hand store, Sagula. The name came from my sister, Sagula, and I came up with the store at the end, so Sagula Stores. For me, it was the best thing that ever happened to me other than Nama. I had a job, yes, but it wasn't keeping me happy. So at the end, I quit my job and I started focusing on my shop. So my job was to become a buyer. I go out and I pick the item for you and I put it in my store and I tell you, this is what you need and why you need it in your closet. That became my thing, and that is currently what I'm still doing. What I am doing is something everybody does. Almost everybody with a phone can do it, with eyes can do it. But this will bring me to the second part of this series, where we're going to do an actual introduction to side hustle. What makes you different? Why should I pick your brand other than other brands? I'll tell you, it's not easy. It's a hustle. And if you see somebody having a shop online, you better give that person a salute. It is nothing easy. People see you do a business online and they're like, oh, all she's doing is just going to buy clothes, which she loves doing, so she's enjoying that. You go, you source, you take a picture, you put it on Instagram, and you just sit and wait for someone to order. No, darling, it doesn't work like that. You've just scratched the surface of online shopping. So in the next part of this series, I am going to tell you guys how to start your online shop, or whatever that you want to do. You can still use the same guidelines. I hope to see you guys next week. Please drop a comment below and tell me what you think about this series. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel, Being Anastasia. Please subscribe, please share, like this video, comment. If you do not like it, please just let me know. Girl, I do not like this content, and I will come to you and ask you why you don't like it. Until next episode, next time, you're amazing. I love you. Bye.